Hello and welcome back to another session on Tidbits. This is Maranti's podcast. And for those of you first timer ataupun baru join kita on this podcast, so Tidbits is our Maranti's platform for knowledge exchange between Maranti and a speaker and a panel. Today we only have one speaker with us, and it will be on a topic of the moment for the benefit of the innovation ecosystem. It is also a channel for players and stakeholders like yourself to get insights into technology and innovation ecosystem to support your next steps. So, Alhamdulillah, today we have our very own Dr. Afnizan Faizal. We call him Dr. Af. And he is the General Manager of Technology Commercialization. So, why we do this today? Because so privileged because Dr. Af is very, very busy and we have this 1 hour with him to shed light ataupun nak bagikan kecerahan tentang peranan meranti. Sebab meranti ni orang tahu was formerly magic, orang tanya ni magic branding ke, nama baru ke, TPM buat apa, nama baru TPM juga ke, so dua-dua you all buat apa kat sini, magic buat apa sekarang, masih exist ke tak, all these questions. And then bila kita keluar and say we are here now for technology commercialization, itu pula lagi satu soalan orang tanya, apa pula tu technology commercialization, kan? Tak ke startup pun commercialize juga, so apa beza dia? You all tolong startup and now sekarang you are in R&D. So for us to explain, of course kita kena ada data yang boleh dibaca, but we are so lucky today, alhamdulillah, we have Dr. Af, who is the right person to shed light on this, nak bagikan kecerahan pada our pendengar for this session. So, Dr. Af, welcome, selamat datang to Tidbits.
Terima kasih.
Okay, selalu kita bila kita introducekan our own staff apa, kita nak tahu satu fun fact mengenai Dr. Af. Apa satu fun fact kalau kita nak siapa Dr. Af ni, kan, selain daripada General Manager Techcom di Maranti, what's your fun fact just for us to know also?
Sure, definitely. I have an hobby lah. It's not a hobby lah, actually. It's like orang kata sifat yang orang kata tak berapa nak, orang kata kita kata macam PA lah.
Okay.
I have a PA untuk suka menconteng. Saya suka melukis daripada kecil lagi.
Mesti kena marah masa kecil-kecil kan?
Yeah,
kat dinding kat rumah?
Kat dinding, kat rumah, kat muka, kat tangan, semua ada lah. And then during my time studying dekat sekolah ke, dekat universiti dulu pun, memang during the classroom tu memang suka conteng lah. Waktu lecture mengajar, doodles. So this is my bad behave lah. And I believe it drop to is now passed to my children lah.
Tak, but because I think maybe zaman ni they don't look at bad behavior, sebab we call this tinkerer. Kan? Sebab kita ada makers lab kat sebelah tu, memang untuk orang-orang yang suka tinker dan buat benda, because
kata gatal tangan dengan
gatal tangan. Tapi siapa yang gatal tangan tu boleh datang kat kita punya makers lab. Banyak benda boleh buat kat situ. So Dr. Af, okay, now that Dr. Af ada kat sini, maybe Dr. Af boleh explain to our listeners, our audience, maybe some of them are first time here dengan kita, kan, what is technology commercialization, dan juga apakah peranan, maybe we going to take commercialization first, and then lepas tu maybe we can look into how the evolution of magic and TPM to become this body. Why do we need that transition or transition from those to what we are today?
Okay, let's come back to the first questions. Regarding the commercialization, is what is the commercialization lah?
Dalam bahasa Melayu dia pengkomersialan.
Pengkomersialan. Okay. Yeah. So basically pengkomersialan ni dia berasal daripada something yang kita belum orang kata based on something yang masih dalam penyelidikan ataupun what we call
Okay.
as R&D lah, research and developments.
Okay.
So selalunya contoh lah, kita ambil contoh, kalau kita berada dekat satu industri contohnya, kita nak buat something new, something baru untuk mempercepatkan satu proses ataupun menjadikan satu proses yang mahal tu lebih murah. So these innovations they call
membaikkan,
yes, untuk
inovasi lah.
ya, aktiviti inovasi ini dia akan menjurus kepada penghasilan solusi yang baru, the new solutions, new way to do things and what not. So along the way tu, of course dia akan ada berlaku proses research lah, penyelidikan. Kita nak buat do experimentations,
betul.
having this kind of try and error and what not, up until we have the first level or the first level of solution that can solve the problem. So at this point, this is not commercialized yet. This is pretty much R&D product, R&D outputs.
I see.
So from there,
masih dalam lab kan?
Ya, masih dalam lab. So contohlah, kita ambil contoh, saya suka mengambil contoh-contoh yang lebih nyata lah, seperti contohnya Airbnb.
Okay.
Airbnb.
Sebab normally bila kita cakap pengkomersialan ni, some people ingat benda tu kena jadi yang fancy, high-tech.
Not necessary. If you see even Facebook pun, website yang mula-mula dihasilkan pun taklah cantik sangat. Tapi berbalik semula pada contoh, let's say kita ambil contoh Airbnb dan juga Grab ataupun Uber lah, e-hailing punya solutions. So kita go for Airbnb dulu. Masalah yang berada dekat Airbnb dulu, waktu Airbnb dalam proses penghasilan Airbnb tu dicipta atas dasar dekat mana saya nak duduk bila saya travel. Ataupun dalam kata lain, perkongsian tempat mana, contohnya kita nak hanging out, for example, in certain places, nak tinggal. Dan of course dalam satu situasi mungkin nak cari tempat yang paling murah, yang paling convenient, yang paling dekat dan sebagainya. Kalau ada hotel pun mungkin jauh dengan tempat yang kita nak pergi tu. This is the first problem. So the team yang can start with Airbnb tu, dia ada mengalami masalah kewangan di mana dia duduk kat rumah orang, menumpang di rumah orang.
Betul.
Untuk dia comes up with that idea. In fact, during that time, idea tu bukan idea Airbnb pun. Dia just duduk menumpang rumah orang untuk comes up the solutions. And then this is the research process happening. So eventually dia dapat satu solution di mana masalah sebenar saya adalah di mana nak cari tempat yang sesuai untuk berada satu kawasan yang baru untuk dia. So this is where they comes with the concept of Airbnb lah. So dengan adanya this Airbnb, dia comes up with dia adalah hasil daripada penyelidikan yang saya boleh katakan is not actually penyelidikan yang berada kat universiti yang buat paper lah, tapi penyelidikan sendiri yang dibuat oleh tim ini, di mana baru dia nampak this one have a market demands, ada certain demands yang dia boleh comes up.
Ada keperluan lah,
ada keperluan di situ yang orang pun akan jump into that solutions later on. So this is where the gaps that from the research come into the commercializations. So daripada research output memang very messy punya solutions, di mana kita tak nampak lagi macam mana. So and then towards the on the pre-commercialization process tu, dia comes up with the better UI, so that people can start using it, where we call it as MVP lah, minimum viable product.
Masa ni dia belum keluar jual.
Belum lagi. Pre-com kita tak expect dia jual betul-betul unless they have specific potential users yang dia dah target. This is where the prototyping comes in.
Alright,
And then barulah dia bila the prototyping tu dia dah buat testing, dia dah buat look into is it possible to go for huge larger markets. Then this is where the commercialization process come in.
I see.
Where they try to commercialize things that are going to be in the public.
On a much bigger scale.
Bigger scale, yes.
So kalau ada orang yang nak buy that concept tapi masih testing, maybe big friends here, big friends there, is that commercialization already?
I can say that at this moment is considered as pre-commercialization.
Okay,
So
okay,
still on the stage of pre-commercializations in
okay.
such a way that the market is not strong enough for them to all out untuk go for the market
Oh,
yet.
okay. Maybe because short of resources? Is
Short
it?
of resources, a lot of issues. Satunya the short of resources.
Oh, legal kot.
Ya,
Regulatory.
regulatory definitely.
Yeah.
Itu yang paling penting sebab not all solutions can break into the market right away.
Betul.
Contohnya kalau kita look into another example, Uber ataupun e-hailings ataupun Grab lah, di mana regulations dari segi lesen.
Betul.
Lesen sebagai pengangkutan awam ataupun pengangkutan peribadi.
Okay.
Dan juga ada berlaku beberapa isu sebelum di waktu permulaan e-hailing ni, di mana ada masalah rompakan berlaku kepada pemandu Grab, pembunuhan dan sebagainya, jenayah lah.
Jenayah when they're not protected kan.
Yes, dan akibatnya
Tak ada
dia tidak
bawah
boleh
siapa
protected.
ni
Ya,
kan.
betul. Siapa yang akan bertanggungjawab dan dipertanggungjawabkan.
I see. So that process, is that like a proper process? Ada proses pengkomersialan tak?
Yeah.
Is that a proper yang harus kita yang that we should follow macam tu?
Definitely. To talking about that context, on the proper punya way to do that, okay, to be honest lah, as a startup owner or to those yang go for business, there's no
there's not one way, never
there's never be a one way.
There's not never a linear way.
Yes.
It's just as a guidance kan, so
Betul.
that they know, okay, I dah lepas satu ni, and what's next? Macam tu, is it?
Yes. And they only know that it's successful when it's successful.
Okay, faham. Because sometimes dia kena reverse balik kan.
Betul.
Do again, and then keluar tak jadi, didn't work, and then come back again.
It's a learning process, I can see that.
Okay. Okay, doctor. So so what now? The role of Maranti in this sense dalam capacity ni.
Yeah. Okay.
How?
Alright.
What can we do for our?
Sure. Okay, mungkin ramai yang tertanya di luar sana, apakah MRANTI and what MRANTI is doing.
Betul. Memang ramai sebab kita pun baru masuk tahun kedua.
Betul.
1 year kita was incorporated in 1st January 2021, 2022 kan, and then now masuk the 2nd year lah.
Betul.
But I think still there are quite baru lah boleh katakan.
Betul.
So kalau doktor boleh bagi pencerahan tentang
Okay, sure. What MRANTI can offer to the audience, to the our target markets lah, I can say that.
And who is the target market?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the target market here adalah R&D from universities. Okay. This means the researcher that look into the R&D and looking into how they able to commercialize their R&D.
Okay.
And that's one thing. And then another one adalah research institutes yang ada R&D in-house.
Okay.
Dan yang ketiga adalah innovation centers that belong to corporates.
Okay.
We do have some kind of demands from corporate dekat luar sana, big company, that they already have the R&D institute, R&D center or innovation center by their own.
Yeah. I think most corporate pun dah ada sekarang.
Yeah, betul.
Besar atau kecil semua.
Yeah, and surprisingly, most of them are self-funded.
Oh, by the corporate
they are
itself
not they are not funded by the parent company and whatnot. They're like independent company, but they have their corporate name.
So it's a corporate spin-off.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Okay, corporate startup lah or intra.
Yep, betul. Tapi focus on innovation sahaja.
I see. So okay, back to the role of MRANTI dalam proses pengkomersialan ni, because not only kita ada Magic, kita juga ada TPM.
Betul.
So what is the contribution for each and how the consolidated resources come?
Sure. When I joined MRANTI last time, I foreseen that this is something that we need to come up lah, and that's by saying that we have established and we have deployed our own frameworks lah. We call it tech acceleration frameworks. So to get everything in place, we get this R&D from the universities, from the research institute, and also from the corporate innovation centers ni, we bringing the R&D into into Maranti as part of our R&D database lah. So it's like a repository that we measure the readiness of the technology that produced by the R&D. And then after that, from there, we are going to pick up the product so that it can be further in terms of IP valuations. From those IP yang kita ambil daripada research institute, universiti dan sebagainya ni, dengan IP owner sekali akan datang ke Maranti. Dan kita akan bantu macam mana kita nak elevatekan dia punya value of the IP tu.
So kita buat valuation atas IP tu, is it?
Kita measure based on atas dasar readiness.
I see. So commercialization readiness.
Betul. Ya, betul.
I see. Okay, so kalau if I were the university lah kan, so I dengar I want innovation yang ada kat dalam my uni to be in your pool. How do I do that?
Okay, you can contact us. So that we can have a proper pre-assessments. From our side. We are going to do some assessment for your R&D. To see that whether it is have orang kata potentials lah.
I see. Not semua lah. Not
betul.
all innovation we can is ready yet for us to take, is it?
Ya, betul.
Okay.
So on that, we are going to bring this potential R&D product ni dengan bantuan daripada kita punya industry partner juga. Maranti have a alliance partner where we are going to pick up some of the problem statements from this our partners lah.
I see. Maybe from the industry, is it?
Yes.
Problem statement from the industry yang perlukan solution.
Betul.
And we actually have solutions dalam the uni.
Ya, betul.
Which we don't know may fit. Kan? So the only way is to get it coming from the uni, and we need to know what are the problems in the industry that we can match them, is it? Is there a matchmaking platform kat sini?
Okay, Roslyn, it's pretty much, it's not matchmaking, it's another things. But the most important part and the most challenging part adalah to closing the gap between the R&D readiness tu dengan problem statement tu.
Can you explain a little bit more
sure.
The gap? What gap is that?
Bila kita look into R&D, selalunya dia bukanlah developments dia adalah bukan berasaskan daripada problem statement yang daripada industri tu.
Correct. Because they have not met yet.
Yes,
at this point.
Not met yet. Okay. So how Maranti can do that adalah kita akan tengok macam mana this R&D product ni can be fit into the problem statement given by the industry.
I see.
So dalam proses kita panggil sebagai co-creations.
So I'm sensing the common goal here would be the outcome that both party want.
Correct.
Kan?
Correct.
Sebab researcher yang dalam lab ni, masa dia buat research, he knows the outcome, but he don't know that the problem statement out there that it can fit.
Betul.
And the problem out there has an outcome that they don't know that there is a solution in the making in the unis. But I'm seeing the common meeting point here is the outcome that they want.
Yes.
So if we can find those two parties who want the same outcome, but on different sides, so that is the goal, is it?
Yes. So the gap here adalah kita ada research output yang produced by the universities for the research institute ni yang have the solutions. That comes from the foundation, but they don't know the business element out of that. Tapi manakala pula dekat our industry partner ni, dia ada business element which is problem come from the business.
I see.
So this is where the gap that we are going try to close lah, which is university ada solutions tapi dia tak tahu problem apa yang dia nak solve dekat industri. Manakala industri dia ada problems dan dia tak tahu solution apa yang sesuai untuk menyelesaikan masalah tersebut.
So so if they manage to find each other, what happens after that? Is this a framework yang is there a name? Is there a name, or is it already out there, or how can we know about this?
Yeah.
More about this?
This is where we comes up with the framework. We call it as a technology accelerations framework, where we want to accelerate the process of R&D to be transformed to be commercialized.
All right. So at what point of the R&D tu that they already know they should be solving for that problem statement? Ataupun nak tunggu dah siap baru nak tu, tapi benda yang dah siap macam tu.
That's where MRANTI is coming.
Okay.
This is where MRANTI playing our roles, so that we have a list of R&D yang kita dah ambil as a potential one, and then we have a list of problem statement that we had from our partners, our industry partners, and then we try to matchkan which one is the right solution for the right problem. But we need to have some co-creation activity out of that, which is we need to modify atau customs on this R&D based on the to fit in to the problem statements. So MRANTI have can offer what we call as living lab and also our maker lab as a test bed for us to do the testing from these combinations of the research and also the problem statements.
So it's interesting. So that living lab yang Doctor mentioned tu, is it general for all technology, or is there a focus of what area we are looking at first, or just anyone can come? Can I just come and use that living lab? Or?
Yeah, sure. At this moment, MRANTI is focusing on few living lab with a very niche area. First, we have this drone tech living lab, which is we call it as Area 57.
Oh yes, okay.
And we also have AV living lab, which is autonomous vehicles. And also we are going to have the health tech living lab that focus on the healthcare punya solutions. And in the future, we also have these biotechs and also few others.
I understand we already have a few hospitals yang is part of the health tech hub tu kan?
Betul.
So do we know berapa banyak hospital dah yang I think kan? I think maybe around 10. But I guess kalau if you want more information on this, they can always come and look us up kan kat the website. So because we have teams kan looking into this. Okay. And then so because the goal of the framework is to provide a one-stop center. Information for R&D product and researchers. And one way is by bringing that uni dengan industry to the same place. So if I were an industry plot on this side, how can I be part of this?
Okay, if your industry is
I have a problem statement because I'm trying to find a solution. Through trying to innovate to find solution for this. But you say you have potentially that in the unis. So how can I get access to that? How can
as part of MRANTI punya roles and responsibilities to bring to help industries lah with their this particular problem statements and to facilitate them to the solution that we can provide from the universities or from the research institute or from the innovation centers. So definitely you can come to us and we are going to facilitate you, do pretty much on the assessments on so that we can understand your problems better. And afterwards, we are going to have our assessment from the list of the research that we have. And then we are trying to bring the industry, which is the industries, the problem, the owner of the problems, and also the owner of the solutions into one into as a team. So that they can look into how the solution can fit into solve their problems.
So this will explain the quadruple helix punya model that MRANTI is working on kan? So for those yang tak berapa familiar with that, kalau Dr. boleh explain sikit what is a quadruple helix? What does it mean when we say we work on a quadruple helix model? Who are the stakeholders here?
Sure. Quadruples means 4 lah. Ada 4 di situ. Satu adalah agensi kerajaan, governments, industries, corporate dan sebagainya. Dan juga kita ada society, community. Dan juga kita ada universities. So this is 4 stakeholders lah yang akan terlibat di dalam membawa satu-satu solutions, especially local solutions, into solving local problems ataupun problem yang dihadapi oleh industri that have a potential that we can bring abroad as our.
That's true. Because sometimes people say yes, global. You want to go global, but you do need to solve your own home first, kan? The local challenges yang our own local people hadapi, kan? So once that scale up is when the solution can be used outside regionally or in other countries on the international level lah. Because I'm told that this framework will be integrated into the ASEAN EU technology management platform. So can you share a little bit apa benda? What does it mean? What is this ASEAN EU technology management platform, and what are the benefits of this integration, and how does it fit into what we do here?
As we know that ASEAN dan juga EU merupakan satu gagasan yang antara yang terbesar di dunia lah. So di situ kita melihat potensi di mana kita can bring our local products into this huge markets lah. So that we can return back as our national economies punya developments lah. So on that, we envision that our technology acceleration framework that will run under MRANTI ni, and MRANTI itself will become the main player that can bring the local product, the local solution, or even the local talents into the global markets.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I think existing sekarang ni pun kita ada this our own global market fit program, kan, under ecosystem development that specifically grooms our local startups to go and expand their business overseas. Sebab memang kita ada partners in all these countries outside of Malaysia and even outside of our Asian region. And then juga yang framework ni is also designed to address the diversity of project use cases, funding, themes, and expected outputs. How does the framework help in doing this? What is our challenge now in making that happen?
Sure.
What do we need from? How can people help us, and how can they be part of us to make this happen?
As I mentioned, on the part of R&D, for example, they are not problem oriented. Pretty much it's not industry problems.
The experts in that technology, kan?
Betul. They are focusing on the foundation or the fundamentals, theoreticals punya concept into solving very fundamental punya problems. So by bringing that into the context of business, dekat dalam business operation ataupun some kind of solution for the business, this give diversity of how these solutions from R&D can help into many sectors or many industries. For example, oil and gas, ataupun kita boleh lihat untuk energy dan biodiversity dan sebagainya. So mungkin menggunakan R&D yang hampir sama.
Betul.
So this is where MRANTI playing our roles into driving the solutions punya co-creation tersebut kepada the right different industry sectors.
I see. Okay. So in that case, what kind of do we know of other government support yang available to commercialize R&D products or projects, and because not only from MRANTI, kan, maybe under MOSTI itself there are other various support available for those yang looking to commercialize at even different stages of commercialization. Would you able boleh tak Dr. share apakah
Sure.
some of that support?
One of our I can say that funding facilitation yang terbesar yang kita buat di Maranti adalah melalui NTIS ataupun National Technology Innovation Sandbox.
Betul.
That where we try to pick up R&D from the university innovators ataupun from the startup themselves that having their products, but they're having the problems, the challenge of to finally test their product into the right environments. So this is where we creating sandboxes on the particular industrial sectors, the verticals, so that when this R&D product or the startup with their own products need to test or validate their products into the sandbox. Contohnya dekat dalam health tech.
Okay.
We have this
very
health.
big industry there.
This is a health tech. We have health tech sandbox. As you know, healthcare is a highly regulated industry.
Betul.
In any country,
Betul.
in most of the
Highly.
countries, especially in Malaysia. So if you want to do something, you need to go through Kementerian Kesihatan
And sometimes
Malaysia.
there is a value of death for many health tech startup kan.
So this is where the government's playing the roles, the providing the funding for the startup or the R&D to bring their product to this sandbox, get funded, get into the sandbox, and also being facilitated by the regulators, so that by the time they are graduated from this program, their product have been certified ataupun have been verified by these regulators.
So the funding is for them to test lah kan?
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
because kalau nak test pun, it will sometimes cost dia akan sampai, it's a lot kan, berpuluh ribu even, I was told. Okay. And so, Doctor, for yourself, what you yourself to be in this field, what was your journey before? Kalau yang kita faham, Doctor yourself was a researcher in the uni. How do you see? You also ran a few or founded a few successful startups.
Okay.
So, what was that journey for you? Because you sendiri dah melalui tech acceleration ni kan. So, what can we expect? Because sometimes what you go through, we can learn from it. And
when I completed my PhD in 2013,
what was that research on?
I'm doing AI, artificial intelligence, for cell factory. So what cell factory is something related to contohnya we have this bacteria yang boleh producekan lactose, which is susu lah. Okay, so
you produce you research on that bacteria.
Yep. So they have a problems where we want to produce more susu from this the pool of bacteria. So our AI, the AI that we develops in the labs is to see that the right consumption, the right measurements that we can put to this bacteria so that they can consume, for example, sugar, the same amount of sugar, but they can produce more susu, for example. So this is what I did for my PhD lah, which is the AI itself, using pretty much a lot of
evidence. So the
evidence.
AI function was to kira how much
predict what are the parameters,
that's it,
what parameter need to be tuned, pH ke, temperature ke, dan sebagainya, supaya this bacteria can produce more with the same consumptions.
What was the problem that led you to do that? Ataupun masa tu doktor sendiri macam buat aja, tak tahu problem
tak. During that time, that problem had been funded by MOSTI dan juga di bawah salah satu agensi di Malaysia, Malaysian Genome Institute. So they provide us with the problems, and the solution that we produce for my PhD thesis tu adalah macam mana nak dapatkan the right parameters lah untuk hasilkan susu yang production yield yang lebih tinggi.
So the goal here is to get more yield for milk.
Yes. So we working on the biotech punya industries lah during that time.
So did that become a startup? So
No.
what happened with that project?
Okay. This
So
is
how did that not happen? And how did that happen? Because we have to know, kan?
betul,
Because
betul.
this is what
Yeah,
this acceleration is about,
betul.
anyways.
During that time, as I was a cocky student, I thought that during that time the research is very valuable. People were going to buy it and whatnot. So,
Sebab orang lain tak buat, kan?
short sendiri.
Mesti
Okay.
orang tak buat lagi ni, mesti buat. Mesti lakunya.
So, I thought during that time, this is going to be a huge one lah that we can produce as a technology for
Okay.
our industry and whatnot. And then after I finish my PhD, I start my career as academicians, and then I start knocking doors for the biotech companies lah, whether they want to buy this
For
or not.
this lah.
Yeah, and then I failed it miserably. I proud to say that I failed it miserably.
Yeah.
So during that time, I realized in the orang kata in the bad way, I realized that even though you think that your solution is good enough, but if it doesn't fit the market demands, it cannot fly.
Yeah, very true. So that's the main.
Yeah, betul. So
main
whatever you do, you need to driving by the market demand.
Okay, that's fine. People say boleh, you can fail. Tapi the problem with failing is you dah okay lah, tak nak lah buat, maybe apa panggil
Give up.
imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough. Okay lah, tak payah buat benda lain. So you did something else. So what was that? Because you keep that's a secret ingredient, kan?
Betul. Okay, this is something that I learned from the process. Fail a few times on try to commercialize my R&D and whatnot.
Because the hundreds of us out here is going through the same thing.
Yeah, sure. And during that times, something that I successfully did during that time adalah networking. I do a lot of networking. So not only in the biotech, but in many industries.
Okay.
Before
the failure or after the failure? Or memang you dah suka networking?
Yeah, networking doing my journey of failures too.
Okay.
And then the outcome of the failure, getting more networking.
I see.
I have more friends from the industries. Okay.
Right.
Because and then at one point I met a team of a company and their team. They ask solutions where we able to predict something related to the generator set in the factory.
Oh.
So one of the problem here adalah if you have this generator set or all of the electrical equipments.
Okay.
When do you know that this equipment going to fail?
Oh, okay. So they wanted that.
Yeah, they wanted that. So I go back to my thesis, my research and whatnot. There's a parameter I mentioned about parameter that how to tune the parameter, how to identify the parameter. So I tweak a little bit on the algorithms to fit into the generator set punya case study.
So you made that jump from milk to generator.
From biotech into manufacturing.
Right.
Okay, so and that's where we can able to predict which machines will fail before it fails.
Oh, okay. So that will do them a lot of good. Sebab dia boleh eliminate breakdown.
Betul,
kan?
betul, yes.
So it save down a lot of cost.
Yeah.
Dan juga time, kan?
Betul.
And then disruption to their business.
This is my turning point. I realized that this is how I can play with my solutions and giving to the right markets. So we have the buy-in for most of the industry.
We can sense that problem a lot of manufacturing people in manufacturing will have.
Betul, yes. This is where we get more demands from the industries and we can deliver our solutions to the right markets lah.
I see.
So this is where I embark into the entrepreneurship and the startups ecosystem lah. And magic during that times, it was one of my kata kampung lah, rumah kedua lah kata. So
your go-to.
yes.
Oh, okay. So that is the whole genesis or gist of what we are doing here, because
betul.
We do need to give that lens of looking at innovation that way.
Yes.
Kan?
And one of the element of failures during that time, because during that time tak ada MRANTI.
Oh. Oh ya, masa tu ada magic kan?
Ya, tapi ada kita ada magic, yes.
I say, okay, yeah. So now it's even better because we have amplified what Magic and Tupik was doing at that time. Because now kita semua dah satu tempat.
Betul.
And there's even more that we can do now. We can say maybe even we how do you call it, elevating entrepreneurship into R&D.
Betul.
Kan? Because R&D needs it and entrepreneurship needs research and development.
Yes.
To
yes.
give higher value to whatever is, is out there, the products.
Betul,
and things.
yeah. One of the things that I learned and I bring this to Maranti when I joined Maranti here is everyone have a weaknesses, everyone have the strength.
Betul.
The thing here how we want to map the weaknesses and the strength on different parties.
Betul.
So, this is the thing,
Yeah. What I can do, you can do.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do better.
Yeah,
Which is better for me.
Yeah.
Betul.
I have a problem, you have the solutions.
Uh-uh.
Connecting the dots is
It's
something
not like
that we do.
dulu ada lagu, what you can do, I can do better. Tak adalah kan, but what you can do better, I can do with you.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, rather than competing, you can become one bigger, stronger. Kan?
Yeah. I can say that if you saying that I can do, you can do better, is becoming a competition. But if I can do what you can do, and I can do, is a complementary.
And then we can do better.
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
So, remember that. I remember that. So, that all being said, so what is your aspiration for technology commercialization for Maranti ke, for the people or for the nation? What do you aspire to see in this space and your hopes maybe?
Yeah. My aspirations, let's take for Maranti first lah.
Yes.
So for Maranti, I was thinking and my vision for Maranti is Maranti will become the single point of reference.
Okay.
For
Inshallah.
everything that related to R&D, commercializations. So we should become the one that become the orang kata reference point for everyone that need required assistance or how they able to commercialize the R&D. So Maranti is the right place for them to come. And also Maranti can play huge roles into driving the commercialization for the nations.
Yeah.
To driving the science and technology towards the economy.
True.
So if I can say that we need to how Maranti play the roles to transform Malaysia to become the purely knowledge economy lah.
Inshallah.
Knowledge-based economy lah. So from our talents and whatnot, because we have a lot of talents.
We do.
But
we have a lot.
Yeah.
Out there. Just
that's
now,
one of the treasure that Malaysia needs to see that.
Betul.
Yeah.
And now, Alhamdulillah, we have a space
Yeah.
to do that, and we are here. And guys, I guess before we wrap up this very interesting conversation, we can go on, but we not today. Maybe we can continue this. But if you do want to have this conversation, continue with us, please do check us out on our website. Dan juga for those of you who are eager to know what this Maranti Technology Acceleration Framework is, Dok?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that already launched or is it going to be launched or
Yeah.
how can we?
We already launched today, this morning.
Oh, Alhamdulillah.
So now this is our team will be bring this narrative on our frameworks as a part of our bread and butter lah. That's been going to be our main reference, main process in our business, day-to-day business.
Okay, so your typical work day will be.
Yes, I will keep talking about these frameworks all day and every day.
Okay, so if people want to get connected with you on this, you can be found.
Yeah,
where?
I'm available in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. The only platform that I don't have is TikTok. I don't do TikTok.
Never say never. We just might. Okay lah. So with that, Doctor, we would like to thank you very much for your time, for pencerahan yang Doktor share hari ini. So guys, I hope if you're listening on the other end, keep this conversation going. Check out our website and keep following us. And those of you who not get connected dengan Dr. Af, yes, you can find him on the social media, except TikTok, not yet. And from me, on behalf of Maranti for this episode, thank you very much for joining us. And we hope to be with you again the next time. Okay, thank you. Thank you
Okay.
so much,
All right.
Doctor.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you.